There is a massive shift and change happening with King Charles III. And in this week of the Royal Week, where I am unpacking the Bazi Chinese astrology for the royal family, I want to unpack in this video what is going on with King Charles III, Camilla, the Queen, and the potential for something pretty massive to be shifting in the royal family in our year of the Fire Horse. So welcome. My name is Lydia Griffith. This is Fire Horse Wisdom. I'm so happy to be with you today. So one of the things that I had mentioned in both the reading about Harry and Princess Catherine, Prince William, is the overarching message that something is happening with father figures for them in 2026. And looking at family Bazi Astrology, if you go to Fire Horse Wisdom, you will see that you can order a chart for couples or a family constellation, where I'm looking at the family dynamics to better understand how everybody's working with each other or working against each other, and the nuances that we can play with to improve harmony or to better understand things. And again, if this sparks interest for you, please subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. We are getting closer and closer day by day to a big, big year. I will also be talking about the forecast for the United States, for President Trump, and other key figures in our world. If there are 2026 forecast videos of people in current events or countries, feel free to put it in the comments. I will do my best. It really helps if I have an hour. A lot of times if I don't have an hour, I can't see the career for, a famous person or a politician. And so it really kind of skews the reading. It doesn't give the full picture. But anyway, so thank you again for being here. All right. King Charles III, born November 14th, 1948 at 21:14 as the hour. He is just like Harry, an exceptionally watery human being. Holy smokes. And like Harry, he's born in the year of a rat, a yang earth rat, in a month of a yin water pig, on a day of yin water rabbit, on an hour in the hour of yin water pig. All right, so big, big, big things. Oh my gracious. Now, again, I keep referencing the forecast I did for 2025 for the royal family. I will try to remember to put a link to that in case you want to backtrack and see what I actually had to say, because I think a lot of it has come true. The fact that Charles is born both month and hour of the pig, and we have been in this year of the snake, which is the enemy of the pig. Once we have reached that threshold of, I would say, mid-70s, you're really operating more in your hour as far as your longevity than your day. And the pig, being the enemy of the snake, is really hitting him and his career big time. He has 84% plus of his own element. He's almost entirely water. He has a balanced amount of wood, which is his output, no fire, no metal, and like about 10% earth. The fire of the horse coming in is helpful. Okay, so that is of benefit. And one of the things we look at, for instance, if you go to my website and you check out Fire Horse Wisdom and get your New Year update for 2026, one of the things we'll look at in your Zoom call with me is, where are you in your current luck cycle? What is the element that you most need? Because if that element is present, which next year is a fireball, then it can override a more negative forecast. Okay. So next year in May, King Charles is going to move from his current luck cycle into a new luck cycle that mirrors his life pillar. Your life pillar is a hidden secret part of your chart. It is not in the 4 pillars. It is considered kind of like a 5th hidden pillar. And that shows you why you're here. What is my role in this life? What is my legacy? On a karmic level, what lessons am I here to experience and to recognize as my soul grows? So for him, this is shifting him from a luck cycle of the horse. So for a few months at the beginning of the year, he's still in the luck cycle of a yang metal horse. In comes the year of the horse. His chart is so cold and watery, and it's hit with all of this heat. You know, his current luck cycle being a yang metal horse, the yang metal is just more cold, and it's just feeding his watery self. And the horse is kind of lost in there. It's like evaporated. It doesn't have strength. But this year coming in has enough momentum to definitely be felt and have an impact. So where he has been is very much about his parents, and both of his parents died during this luck cycle. This is all about the matriarchy, the patriarchy. It is all about the royal family, about his duty as a political figure, about a shift and change in his career. Yes, he became king. And health challenges, which he has. He is moving into this yin metal sheep. Now, the yin metal of the sheep for him really is it's giving energy to his career and giving him metal, which again is nourishing his very, very watery self. And on top of that, you've got all this fire coming in. So elementally, this looks pretty good. But there is something happening with the resources that he turns to for support. It can be his faith. It can be different systems in government that might be helping him get along. But the sheep as yin earth is speaking of, in this new luck cycle, again starting next May, that his career is going to go through a massive shift. He's 77-ish years old. And there is, again, this mention of health issues. Still being active, but there are health issues. So for him, next year is really highlighting, again, health issues, changes in his career, challenges to his ability to work, and highlighting his marriage, his reputation, his legacy, his property, and possibly moving. And I think that this heat coming in, this ball of fire, is rather a shocking influence for him. And I think that there is something that is a challenge to his position. Remembering that, like with Harry, born in the year of a rat, people who have the rat as their year are going to be bumped. It literally, the horse is bumping you. It is a conflict, and moving is definitely something that could happen. Could also mean travel, but I don't see that. I think there could be something that is shifting in the royal family as we move through 2026. Now, let's jump over to Camilla. Queen Camilla is, she's born July 17th, 1947. So she's about a year older than the king. And she's got a strong amount of fire. She's actually kind of a balanced person. It's funny, I can sense that about people. You can tell the people that have a very out of balance chart because especially if it's very much about them, you can just tell. They tend to be more self-centered, and that does not have to be a negative thing. She has a balanced amount of wood, which nourishes her. Slightly weak in earth, which is what keeps her active, engaged, and creatively motivated. Balanced in metal, what she controls, and balanced in water. She's a stabilizing force, I would imagine, for Charles the King. And her current luck cycle started in 2024. Luck cycle of a yin wood rabbit, which is all wood, which is a supportive role for her. And it's highlighting very strongly, again, like with King Charles III, highlighting the resources available to support you, including the church, including your faith. For her, honestly, looking at this is like the time for her of a massive spiritual awakening, a very deep, profound spiritual time for her. It could be. And for her, 2026, that fire coming in is her element. So it is very much a journey next year of who she is, changing the roles that she plays as well, and recognizing, how do I identify with who I am? How am I actively engaged in my life? What am I doing? What am I creating? But for her, next year is a journey of the self, identifying with herself through the roles that she plays, the people that are in her life, the closest people, her friends, her sisterhood circle, and also her audience, her community. Interesting that for her, there is not mention of anything really happening within her marriage, with travel, with anything. It is all simply focused on herself and her community. Again, the people in her life. It's a very people-focused year for her. And if I were to say, what happens going forward, I don't know. Her role may change, but I don't know how much more beyond that could change. And it could be something, and this is another interesting part of getting your Bazi Astrology read, is that sometimes it isn't the full year in which something notable happens. Sometimes it's a specific month when the animals and elements align with your Bazi Astrology to ignite something that can be a complete course redirection in your life. So I don't see a lot of big things happening for her this coming year, but I do absolutely for King Charles III, and I think for for his children as well. So that is the read for the royals this week, my friends. We will start unpacking all the info that you need for 2026 in the weeks ahead. So again, subscribe, stay with me, and until next time, please be well.